Fleet a month later. Fleet picked me. For whatever reason, he was trained for a soldier that lost a leg in Iraq. For whatever reason, that soldier decided to re-enlist. Good for him. But he couldn't take the dog with him, being active army. You know, he couldn't take the dog with him. So Fleet was available, and he picked me. And I got him a month after I put in my application. For other veterans, they're not that fortunate because there's a waiting list, dogs aren't available, and everything. But with Fleet, I'm here today. You know, so many, Kathy touched on this, so many veterans commit suicide after combat. Have the feeling that they have no purpose in life anymore. I was definitely there. I can't say he saved my life, because he did. Everything about this dog, Fleet, hey, don't buddy. But everything about this dog has changed my life. Before I had him, I got a Boston Terrier. He was a rescue, deaf, named him after my buddy that was killed in Iraq. And he was a help, nothing like Fleet. Fleet's a constant companion. He goes with me everywhere that I go. Helps in every aspect of life. Wakes me up from my nightmares and flashbacks. Comforts me when I need the comfort. Reminds me to take medication. Helps me interact socially. The biggest thing for me was going to Walmart. Before Fleet, I went to Walmart at 3 o'clock in the morning. Why would you go to Walmart at 3 o'clock in the morning? There's nobody there. But, that being said, I don't have to do that anymore. I go to Walmart at 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, the busiest time. Go to the bank, go out to eat with my family. Before Fleet, I had accepted that I'd be alone for the rest of my life. Happy to announce that I'll be getting married in the next year. So, he helps out in every aspect of my life and has helped. He continues to help. There's been so many situations where this dog has just helped. November is a very hard time for me. That's when a friend of mine lost his life in Iraq. And that whole month leading to November, and November 9th is just a really, really hard time for me. Before Fleet, that time kept getting darker and darker and darker for me. But since him, I'm able to honor my buddy's memory in different ways, to where before it was a very dark period, where now I can remember the good things that we had before he was killed. You know, just like I said, everything about this dog. He saved my life. He continues to save my life every day. He's been such a blessing. Such a blessing in my life. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
I actually do. You said there's no governmental funding to this. Why? Do you apply and they don't give it, or you don't apply?
Two things.
That's what it works.
That's one word.
I agree.
There was a very short time when the government thought that service dogs for PTSD as a type of treatment was effective, and they were allowing certain organizations to apply under contract bids for funding. But being the government, two things happened. One was that they put a lot of restrictions and rules, and you had to have all these different levels of licensing and training, and there was only one organization that did that, and there was a couple of Department of Defense people on their board. That's a fact. So you had to go through them. For our trainer to have to go through that would have taken close to 2 years, and our dogs, the cost of doing a match would have gone from $12,000 to $30,000 a dog. So we opted not to do that. Since that time, with the uproar, they've decided now, and part of the problem, like anything, is that when you find something that sort of works, everybody jumps in thinking there's money. It's government money, let's all go for it. We saw it happen in the mental health field. All of a sudden there were thousands of group homes. We had some people that did know what they were doing, and they were training dogs that shouldn't be service dogs, like pit bulls, and I had a ferret and Great Danes. I mean, crazy, But what happened was these people get these dogs, when you picture a soldier getting in the early stages with a service dog and he's got a Great Dane and a loud noise goes off and the Great Dane startles and the guy startles, it's not a pretty picture and it's not a safe picture. And in some cases, dogs did what dogs do and they would bite people. And so because of that, they made a ruling that they were no longer, they were doing more research. They were going to research the effectiveness. They started a research project that lasted 6 months and they postponed the research until further notice.
In lieu of budget.
And so there's no, there's no money there. And we just continued to place the dogs because we know it works. So sometimes we can place 20 dogs a year, sometimes we can place 27, and we hope we don't ever have to go lower. We've got over 80 on the waiting list at this point.
Well, I forgot to mention, Fleet's helped so much that I feel like I want to give back. I volunteer every day at Patriot Rovers for 3 hours in assistance with the training of the new dogs for other veterans. And that in itself, to be able to do that from someone who is medically retired, that's just an awesome thing.
He's still a golden retriever.
I was going to ask where you find your qualified trainers and follow it up with, my daughter is a trainer for Busch Gardens SeaWorld. She's got about 8 years experience. And her company, I think they have about 70 animal trainers all over the country. Would you farm out to qualified people in other states for training?
A lot of states have similar type programs. We have kind of our own little twist to it, like the Gold Star piece. But Dave keeps real tight control, and a lot of it is because he's concerned about how do we monitor what's going on. He is looking. Our big dream is that we would start an apprenticeship program where guys like Jason from other states could come through us, be trained, be observed through us, and then when they go home, be able to help. We do have one soldier that is a certified trainer through us in Boston area, and so we got a group of soldiers out there with their dogs. So if they have difficulty or they need help, they can go to her. So that's kind of the long-term vision that, yeah, eventually we would have to go to places. But right now, he really wants to make sure we don't become one of those that hit the media. And I want to share with you just the extreme that Jason was talking about. He told you what his life was like before. Jason and I went to Jason last August stood on the stage in Greensburg Coliseum at a Market America conference in front of probably 25,000 people and shared his story in the middle of the room. And Jason's been in New York several times with the Mission Continues, that is helping his internship with us on the Intrepid at a fundraiser, and was actually interviewed by the Today Show. And had a brief stint there. So I mean, to see it go from this to this, and Jason got to talk about the time I got involved, is really a miracle. It really is a miracle happening. So a long story short, I don't need a PowerPoint because the point's made when you can meet Jason and Fleet and hear what they've been able to do.
Kathy, did you say the cost was $12,000 to train the dog?
That's from rescuing the dog, the whole year of veterinary care shots, spay and neuter, doing the training, bringing the soldier in, and bringing the Gold Star parent to the soldier.
Jason mentioned that Fleet picked you. Could you talk a little bit more about how that worked?
Sure. My class, and that's what David does, he does classes with how many dogs he's got graduating at the time. For me, there was just me and one other guy, Mike Gordon. There were 3 dogs and that were available. And he loves Kathy.
We've traveled together. That's getting in my back. I'm not doing that.
Nobody would mind if I take his leash off, right? Just come around visiting.
He knows Jason's comfortable now.
Chris Justice is afraid of dogs.
He should be.
Go visit. No treats or food.
But when I got to the kennel for the first time, every time actually, until he came home with me, he would stand at the fence with his paws on the fence, much like he did to you. He was just waiting for me to speak to him. And he wouldn't move until I spoke to him. When he'd play ball with the other dogs, throwing ball, he was always watching me. So David just chose Fleet. Well, Fleet chose Fleet for me, but David knew that that was the right fit because he already chose me, so.
First, thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
What is the organization's biggest need right now? Is it simply cash?
I would say cash and getting the word out so we can get more cash. That's it, and we do sponsorship, so if we've had where somebody will sponsor a dog, and a soldier match at 12,000, and then we provide, you know, soldier and dog and updates, and you can come to the graduation.
The PowerPoint that you have, is that something that you share with people?
Sure,
I mean,
in fact, I was
could that
gonna
be
offer,
set-
since he was gonna tape it, I can just send you the PowerPoint.
Yeah, if you
Email
will,
it.
I'll put it up.
Sure.
I'll put it up for,
Sure.
yeah. By the way, this whole thing has been videoed and it's gonna be on our website later today, and I'll link up her PowerPoint.
We do need to wrap it up since we're at the appointed hour of 8 o'clock, but I'm sure Jason and Kathy will stick around for questions. And, Kathy and Jason, we're going to donate a book in your honor to the Cone Elementary School, and it's How Do Dinosaurs Go to School. So thank you very much for your work. And
Fleet's getting a social hour. 925 in the house.
That's me.
Mr. Dan.
Yeah, I think he's digging.
Meeting adjourned.